So what do? Your girl comes home and says, listen, babe, we need to talk. I thought she was going to end it. I'd got a ring and everything. When we said we'd get hitched, I knew I needed to get a ring. It's really nice as well, proper mint. Then she says, we need to talk. I'm like, come on then, spit it out. I'm pregnant. What? You can't be. We haven't even... Yeah, I've had a message from God. God? What kind of mad shit is that? God? I've heard of some excuses, but that... Nah, I packed my shit and I got out of there. I ran all the way down the high street, jumped on a bus and said to the guy driving, take me anywhere. Get me out of here. Then, when I was on the bus, some weirdo came and sat opposite me with a bow tie and curly hair. Even though the whole bus was empty, they just stared into the middle distance, like they were thinking really hard about something. Then they turned straight to me and said, don't be afraid. I just smiled, nodded and looked away. I woke up in Basildon. I must have dozed off. I woke up with the driver shouting at me. So I needed to get back to Southend. So I jump off the bus and I go and check the timetable. There's another bus in 20 minutes. So I went and got a Greggs, I sat and I waited. The bus came and went and I just sat there. It was like I couldn't move. How can I provide for a baby? I don't even know what a baby does. What if I get it wrong? How do you stop a baby crying? How am I going to afford a pram and clothes and nappies and all these other baby stuff that I don't even know about yet? And what if I really screw up and I leave them and then there's another kid without a dad? Then the weirdo from the bus comes and sits right next to me. And it was like suddenly calm. Like all my thoughts had stopped racing and unjumbled themselves. We just sat there for ages, in silence. Then, they turned to me, and they said, Joseph. I didn't even question them knowing my name. I said, actually, it's Joe, only my nan calls me Joseph. He said, Joe, doesn't the world look magnificent today? I looked around the bus stop, and I was like, sure, yeah. And I looked away. Don't postpone the wedding. And then I'm suddenly telling him how I love her and I trust her completely. But am I capable? Can I do this? He said, surely, if God has no doubts, you know you can. It was like a wave of confidence had come over me. I knew I wasn't alone. Then I checked the time, and Gabriel says, you know, a train would be quicker, right? I'd forgotten about trains. Bloody idiot. They said, there's one in 6 minutes. You'll make it. So I sprinted all the way through town, straight to the train station and jumped straight on a train. I was back in Southend before I even knew what I was going to say. And there she was, when I got back to the flat. Where have you been? Sorry. What? I think we should call the baby Jesus. What, is that like your uncle's name or something? No, it means God is with us. Yeah, I like that. I love her. And even if the kid isn't mine, I want to support her. Support our little miracle. Besides, I'm never going to find anyone else like her. She sings this little song where she paints her nails, and she laughs at fireworks, and she pulls this face when she's watching something sad but she can't bring herself to cry. And she makes on-the-spot decisions so quickly it's actually quite frightening. It's like, no, Mary, you can't just submit your UCAS form an hour before the deadline. And no, Mary, you can't adopt a goat. We don't have a garden. And maybe, Mary, you shouldn't give your taxi money to the guy you met on the last train home, meaning that you have to walk home alone in the dark. And actually, Mary, maybe you should think twice about signing up to some big plan that involves you becoming pregnant with the Son of God. But she's got this. It'll be all right. She doesn't need to think twice. On top of all that, we've got to leave town tomorrow. Get out. Because of this new policy thing, I've got to go and register in my hometown in person. Why it can't all be online, I don't know. I'm worried. She's huge now. And there's no direct route. And we can't afford a taxi. It's like 90 miles. And it's a Sunday, so there's going to be like 4 replacement bus services. It's going to be horrible. I don't know how we're going to do it.